Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. Trust you're good, trust you're doing well. So today we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful short skirt with ruffles by the side, just like what you're seeing on the screen. If it's what you want to learn, kindly watch this video to the end. If you're new here, you are highly welcome. This is GB Fashion World, where we learn pattern drafting, freehand cutting and sewing as well. Kindly join this family by subscribing and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first person to see my video. And if you're my old subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for always coming back. Thank you guys. Let's get started. So for us to get started, I have folded my fabric into two, and you're going to use your largest body circumference. In my case is the hip, so you're going to get 1/4 of your hip circumference and you add like 2 or 3 inches to it. That is what you will use for the folding. So this is going to be the front part. So at this upper part, I just connected a line at the upper part, so that is going to be my starting point and also going to be my waist line. So I'm going to mark 1/4 of my waist circumference and then add 1 inch for that and 1 inch for sewing allowance, making it 2 inches. So I'm going to place my tape. I'm going to remove 2 inches, which is going to be the band, and then place my tape and mark my hip depth line, which is going to serve as the hip circumference line. Then mark the length of the skirt that I want and then add 2 inches for the folding or the hemming part of the skirt. So from here, connect your hip circumference. I remove 2 inches, which is going to be my band. In your case, if you want it to be 1 inch or 1.5 inch for your band, you will remove 1 inch or 1.5, just as you desire. So mine, I removed 2 inches. So this is going to be the length of the skirt and the hemming part of the skirt. So this is the hip depth line. I'm going to mark 1/4 of my hip circumference and then mark 1 inch for the sewing allowance. You can add up to 1.5 or 2 inches for your own sewing allowance. Sorry, what I'm adding there as my sewing allowance is 1.5, not 1 inch, please. 1.5, not 1 inch. So at the hem part, I'm going to subtract whatever thing I have on the hip line and mark it on my hem part. I'm going to subtract 1 inch from whatever thing I have on the hip line and mark it on the hem part of this, and then connect from waist to the hip and from hip to the length of the skirt. So from this center front here, I'm going to come down by 1 inch, but because I'm going to add sewing allowance, I just came down by half an inch, but I wanted it to be 1 inch, but I just came down by half an inch, so that after sewing it will be 1 inch. So from this place, I will come up by half an inch and then connect. That half an inch is going to serve as the joining allowance, and I'm also going to connect. Note, from this center front, I came down by half an inch, and from this side seam, I came up by half an inch. This is because of the tummy. So I'm going to cut out the skirt, and when I'm done cutting out the skirt, I'm going to place it on another fabric to cut out the back part, and I'm going to add like 2 inches for my zipper allowance. When I'm cutting, I'm going to add 2 inches for my zipper allowance. So as you can see, I've done that. I've gone ahead to cut out the back parts. So I placed the front part of this skirt and added 2 inches here for the zipper allowance. Did you see? I added 2 inches for the zipper allowance. And for this part here, I did not come down by half an inch for the back part. You know, I came down by half an inch for the front part. I didn't do that, so I just cut the back part straight. Did you see? So that is the difference between the front part of this skirt and the back part of this skirt. So I'll go ahead and cut out the lining as well. I'm going to cut the lining the exact way I cut out this fabric. As you can see, I have cut out the lining, as you can see. So the lining and the fabric on the same length. So I cut out the lining this exact way I cut out the main fabric. This is the back part of this. Did you see? And this is the front part of this. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to I'll be cutting out 1.5 inches from the lining because of the effect I want this down part of the skirt to have. So I'm going to cut out 1.5 inches from the lining part now, not the main fabric, from the lining part. 1.5 inches. Remember I added 2 inches, so if I cut out 1.5 inches I'll be left with half inch, and that half inch is what I will use to join this lining to the down part of the skirt. Because this is because of the effect I want it. Maybe when I'm done you will see the effect of it. So cut out your 1.5 inches from the back part of this lining, and then I'll just cut it out. So I'm done cutting it. What I'm going to do is to go and sew the dart of the front and the back part of the skirt, and also on the lining. As you can see, I've done that. I've sewn the dart of the front part, and I've also sewn the dart of the lining part as well for the front. So when you place it like this, you can see the lining is shorter than the fabric. Did you see? You've placed the front side of the lining to the front side of the fabric. Then you're going to bring down the lining and then join the down part. You bring down the lining like this and join the down part of the skirt by half an inch. So this is the back part as well. One part of the back part, as you can see. This is the one part of the back part. Did you see? I've also joined the dart. I've also sewn the dart of this, and also the dart on the I sewed the dart on the fabric and on the lining. So when you place the front part of the lining to the front part of the fabric, you bring down your lining and you join by half an inch. And as you can see, I've done joining by half an inch. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the lining up to the waistline to have the same. I'm going to take the lining up and then sew the two sides. Did you see the effect on the down part of the skirt? So you're going to shift your lining up or to meet the waistline of the fabric, and then you hold the two sides, you join the two sides together like this. Did you see? So this is the effect it's going to have. So this is also the back part. So I'm going to push the lining upwards and I'm going to sew the two sides together. So when I'm done sewing, this is what I would have. So this is it. So from the waistline here, I'm going to turn this to the right side. I'm going to turn it to the right side so that you will see the effect of this on the fabric. So this is what I have. Did you see it? I'm also going to turn the skirt part. This is one part of the back part of this skirt, so don't get confused. So when I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and iron this part, and then we're going to go into our ruffles. So did you see the effect of this on the down part of this skirt? So I'm going to go over to the ruffle part of this. So I have cut out a fabric, and the length of the fabric I cut out is 90 inches. I have to join the fabrics together to get the length. So I have 90 inches each. Did you see? So what I'm going to do is on the top part of this, which is here, I'm going to fold in. I'm going to fold in into two like this and two, and fold one side of this like this and sew it. So what I have here is about 7 or 7.5 inches. So I'm going to fold the down part and the upper part of this, and one side like this. Did you see? And then you will leave one side. You won't fold one side of it. So I've gone ahead to iron this. This is what I have after ironing. Did you see? So what I'm going to do is to form the ruffles, and for me to form the ruffles, I'm going to get my needle and thread, and I'm going to just sew it, use my hand and form the ruffles. I'm very sorry my camera cut off this part, but there's some part that later showed on the camera. You can either use your machine to form these gathers, or you can use your hand. For me, I prefer to use my hand to form these gathers. I feel it's much easier using your hand to do it. So as you can see, you just to gather it. This is what I have. Did you see? So this is how to do it. Just your needle and your thread. So you just sew it like this. Did you see? Very simple. This is what you keep on doing till you get to the end part of this fabric. So keep on doing this to the end part of this fabric. So as you can see, I am done. So it's very easy for you to make. So if you're enjoying this video up to this moment, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. So I'm going to use my hand now to complete this. I'm going to use my hand so that all of them is going to be equal. So just use your hand to play around it and then you will get it. Did you see? So it's very easy and very simple for you to make this ruffles. Whatever thing I have done for this, I am also going to do for the other side of the ruffle. So this is my skirt. I'm going to measure the side of my skirt to get the length and make sure I have the same thing on the ruffle. So but before then, you're going to subtract half inch from the waistline, because that we are going to add band. So you're going to subtract half inch and then measure the length of the side of your skirt. So what I'm going to do is to now place the gathers on the side of the skirt and use my hand so that I will get the length of what I want. So just play around it, and it's so easy and very simple to make. As you can see, I've gotten what I want. So I'm going to just secure this by tying my thread so that the gathers will not scatter. Did you see that? So then cut off the thread. So it's very easy. I'm also going to go ahead and do it for the second part of this ruffle, and when I'm done, this is what I'm going to have. So the next thing is to get to mark your side seam allowance. So you're going to mark half inch up here, because you're going to start the ruffles below the half inch. The half inch is going to serve as your band allowance. So you mark your half inch, and then you are going to now mark your 1 inch. You're going to now mark your sewing allowance. You measure and mark your joining allowance. Did you see? Mark your joining allowance on the both sides so that you will know where to attach your ruffles. This is very simple and this is very easy to make. So you're going to place the ruffles. You can either place it like this or you place it like this, but if you're placing it like this now, please don't allow it to get to the line. Don't allow it get to the sewing line, so that when you put your skirt on it, you can sew and the rough edges of these gathers will not be seen in the front of your skirt. Please, if you're placing it like this, please don't take it to the line. Take it like 0.25 inch before the front line, so that when you place your skirt, you will not have the ruffles coming out, or you place it the other way around. So as you can see, I have joined the ruffles. Did you see the two sides? I've joined the ruffles. So I'm going to take it like this and then join the other join the skirt part of it. So you place your skirt like this and then you join Did you see? Then place your skirt and join the front part of your skirt to the back part of your skirt. Did you see that? So it's very easy and very simple for you to do this. So you're going to get your allowance and then join these two sides of the skirt. So when I'm done joining, this is what I have. Did you see? So the next thing I'm going to do is to attach my band and attach my zipper, and then the skirt is ready. Please, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please give this video now. Give this video a thumbs up now. So I'm sorry my camera cut off the part where I needed to add the band and my zipper, but I believe you can add a zipper and band to your skirt. As you can see, the skirt came out nice and beautiful, so you can try it out. Please, if you get value from this class, from this tutorial, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Kindly share this video, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys. The skirt really came out nice. Thank you guys. Thank you. See you in my next class. Bye.